Hey y'all, this is the Honor Podcast and my name's Hanna Halteman. I'm your host, sitting here with a really exciting and awesome guest that I can't wait to introduce. Before we get started, I'm going to open us up with a prayer and then just see where we go from here. So, Father, thank you so much for this day, this chance to sit down with Claire and to just hear your story through her, God, what you've done in her life and how you're moving in her heart and how she's just enjoying the gift that you've given her and what that looks like for both her life and the lives of those that she gets to interact with and connect with and share your goodness and your love on a daily basis. And God, I just pray for all the listeners and anyone that stumbles upon this podcast. Like, it's not an accident. God, I know that each person, you've already gone ahead to prepare the hearts of all of our listeners, that they would hear something, maybe just experience you or be encouraged in a way that they needed specifically today. And God, we just ask that everything that is said, that it would be your words, your questions, your answers, and God, would you just be glorified in this time? And it would just be really fun. God, we just have a great conversation. And we just thank you. We love you. And it's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. All right. So we got Claire with us today. She is a women's basketball player at CU. And we should have a little bit of a journey, but she's a buff now and love her, adore her. She's been here. This is her second year now. I'm grateful she stuck around and was willing to come on the podcast. So Claire, would you like to introduce yourself? Share a little bit about your story and how you got to CU.
Yeah. I'm currently a senior on the women's basketball team at CU.
Sad.
I know it's sad, but I have two more years. So
I forgot. You're still in the era of
still in
forever school. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'll be old senior. But it's my second year here. I played my first 2 years at Gonzaga.
Okay. Pause. Already.
Already.
Gonzaga.
Yes.
Okay. As I always have remembered it, Gonzaga. We've had this conversation 20 times. Still forget it. Gonzaga.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in case anybody was wondering.
You know,
Gonzaga, which is why they're the Zags.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's what you gotta remember. You gotta remember the Zags. So played my first 2 years there. Did the transfer portal thing. Ended up here last year. Had a great year. Was a little injured, but excited to be back and do it again.
How are you feeling now?
Feeling good. I mean, finally got healthy. It was definitely a little bit of a journey, getting to that point. But yeah.
So before we dive into the injury, where are you from?
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm from Seattle. Well, I'm from Bellevue, Washington, just outside Seattle.
Nice. So what has you, and I know this a little bit, but I'm going to repeat it.
Okay.
How did you even begin to start playing basketball? What did that journey? So Seattle, was it a big basketball community or?
Yeah, Seattle's definitely a pretty legit basketball city.
Okay.
I'm not from
I actually
the
didn't
city.
know that.
It is.
Okay.
It is. It's pretty good hoops culture. A lot of good players, men and women, come out of there. So it's pretty cool to be part of that, even though I'm not technically Seattle proper. I'll get hate for saying I'm from Seattle.
I understand though, because I'm from a suburb of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But I can't say I'm from Philly.
Yeah.
Does not go well. My team did not love it.
So,
I get it, but
yeah. For the record, from Bellevue, but Seattle does have good hoops culture. So that's definitely was cool growing up. I went to school in Seattle too, so growing up around that and playing in those leagues and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, I got into basketball when I was super young. My dad played, my uncle played, my grandpa played, so they kind of
collegiately or just recreationally, or what did that look
my
like?
Dad played in college, D3 for a little bit, and then my uncle played at University of Hawaii. So big basketball family.
Very
and then
cool.
when I was a little kid, my dad got a basketball hoop for the driveway, and rest is history. So
okay, so how old were you around the driveway hoop era?
I had to be 5. I was really young. My mom was like, "What are you doing, man?" But we were doing it. Yeah.
So I think I was saying the basketball. I love when little kids have the big basketball. It's just the size of their head, if not bigger.
Yeah.
And see them try. Oh my gosh, I love that.
So that's
okay.
me.
Wow. So who was your team growing up then?
Team that I rooted for? Portland Trail Blazers. That was my team.
Okay.
And Seattle Storm, obviously. But a couple of years for the Blazers. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did Scottie Pippen end up at the Blazers?
At some point, but that was before my time. I'm a little young for that.
I'm just kidding. Why do I do that to myself?
Yeah,
okay.
age yourself a little bit.
I feel like he ended up
He
there.
did,
But okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep. I was a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So grew up playing basketball. Did you ever play any other sports?
I did a little bit of everything. I played soccer, I swam, did gymnastics, played volleyball. I played lacrosse right up until high school. That was the last sport I played before basketball.
Why basketball? Why did that stick out more than any of the others?
Pretty simple. I just liked it the most. I would be skipping my other practices to go play basketball and be in the gym and stuff like that. So I just loved it. And it was how I bonded with my dad. We'd go get shots up together. We'd watch NBA games and do all those things. So
was your mom in this at all?
Yeah, I mean, my mom's my biggest fan and supports me.
Not
but,
as
she's not really she was a swimmer. She didn't play so she's in it, but my dad and I are like in the gym together and that whole thing.
So it's a neat bonding experience, even early on, that's like interwoven in a good way.
Yeah, in the best way. Because he was never really my coach too, so I feel like that helps also.
That also helps. Not a backseat driver or like
definitely not. Okay. Lets me do my thing, which is good for that.
Amazing. I actually think it's really interesting because you are so driven.
Yeah.
That like you don't need someone.
Yeah.
As far as I know you to be, like, we're usually trying to pull you out of the gym.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sweet that you had someone that like nurtured that but didn't push you and like add to that intensity.
Yeah.
That is like beautiful and what makes you, but also I mean, I'm speaking to the choir. I was the same way, super driven. That I think so I played for NC State, and Kelly Harper took over halfway through after Coach Yao passed away, and she played for Pat Summitt. I think that nugget that I took away from Kelly that I remember her saying was in a meeting that she had with Pat, and Pat told her, Kelly, you need to discipline yourself so others don't have to. And when she said that, she was like, I feel like we connect on this. And that was like, that became my motto, was discipline yourself so others don't have to, for better or for worse. I think in some regards, it's a little much. Like, I think that can be taken to the extreme, but in some ways, I think it's been very beneficial in helping drive me or give me the motivation to continue doing what I need to do in order to get to where you want to go. And I feel like I see that in you. Yeah. But yeah, that's a detour.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you're playing basketball, chose, so when did you start getting recruited? What did the college experience look like for you?
I probably got my first offer like my freshman year of high school. And then, from there, just going through the recruiting process.
How is that?
It's, you know how it is. It's definitely a lot. And like, in hindsight, like, you have no idea like what you're looking for. Like, you think you know, and like people tell you what like questions to ask, but like you have no idea what you're getting into and no idea what you're looking for.
Okay,
really,
so as a 15, 16-year-old, what were you thinking initially in terms of what you wanted in school and what that looked like for you? Because I'm sure, like you said, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. What was the initial? Because I'm sure there's probably listeners who are still are actually just starting that process, and it starts so young now.
So young.
What were you thinking as this is dream school?
Honestly, when I was in high school, my thing was I want to go Power 5. Like, I wanted to go Power 5 so bad. That was like my thing. It's like when I do that, like that was the goal for me. Like, I want to play at the highest level I can, and like that was what that was. And I ended up only having mid-major offers, which is great, and like no regrets in how it turned out. I mean, like, Gonzaga ended up being like the place I needed to be, but that was like a little crushing for me. Like, my junior year when I was committing, that was a little hard because I felt like I like came up short in that sense a little bit.
It's interesting you say that. I think that's really, like, there's so much beauty in all of that, because I was actually, a question that was kind of ruminating in my mind that I wanted to bring about is, was there ever a time where you felt like you weren't enough in basketball and in sport? Would you say that was a moment that you first experienced the coming to the end of yourself in some regards?
Yeah, definitely a little bit. I would say like, that junior summer, it has to be junior summer, right? Where you're like doing your last like bit of AAU, and I was like, oh, like it's not going to happen. And obviously like it's not the end of the world. And like, I know that, and everyone's telling me like, it's okay. You have great opportunities and like really great programs. But it definitely was hard, because like that was the goal I set when I was like, I don't know, probably like in 5th grade, and like it just didn't happen. So I was like, oh, like that was a little like my first moment where that was probably like not the first time I failed, but like the first time I set a goal and didn't like get it necessarily. Yeah. So that was hard.
How did you process that? What did that look like for you?
From there, I feel like my mindset was just like, I'm gonna find the next best fit, and I'm gonna prove everyone wrong. Everyone who thought I wasn't good enough, I'm gonna go prove them wrong.
I love that. So it became more of like determination and fuel,
definitely
rather
than a motivator.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think too, some of that shows just about the resilience that is like innate to who you are. Yeah. And a part of your character that had already been there, but it just opportunity to refine it and then really grow and develop that. Yeah. Rather than, I mean, there's some people that I imagine would have that and just feel defeated. Yeah. But seeing your story and then seeing where you are now, I feel like that's more encouragement to not take no's or rejections as not now or not ever. It's more like a not now, and maybe there's a different path you need to take to get there. Yeah. So why Gonzaga?
I mean, I have great people, honestly. Like, I was really excited about that going in. I mean, kind of like I was on my visit and I just knew I was like, this is where I need to be. And like at the time I maybe wasn't like as mature in like my spiritual journey, so I didn't know, but like that was like, I felt like in hindsight, like that's where God was like calling me to be. And in hindsight, like now I kind of know that feeling, but at the time I was just like, this is right, this is it. But like great program, like a lot of successful players to come out of there. Like for me, like I said, like I wanted to play at the highest level, and that was like the highest level I was gonna have the opportunity to play at. And like the smaller school was comfortable, like a lot of just really good things that were just kind of like what I was looking for at the time.
So I love that you brought this up. So where you were in your faith and in your relationship with God, what does that look like? When did you grow up in the church? How did you come to know God?
I grew up going to church. Both my parents are Christian. So like when I was a kid, like going to Sunday school, but like we definitely had a little bit of that thing where maybe it takes like a backseat to just like life a little bit. And I think like my whole family's actually like grown in that since then, which is like actually been really, really cool to see, like my sister and both my parents. But kind of like went away from it. High school, wasn't super interested in that. Just because like I was like, I'm not really sure what I believe in. Like I'm tired of being told what to believe, I guess. And then I got to college and I had some like really awesome teammates, like the 5th year seniors when I was a freshman. Like they're awesome. And like one girl in particular, like she brought me to church, and because she knew I was like interested and had a background, and like started going to small groups, and like that really like changed my life. Like I love my church, and like that was when I like that. I would say my freshman year was the first time like I chose being a Christian. Like it wasn't just because like my parents go, my family go. It was like, no, this is like what I'm doing. So that was pretty cool.
I think that's one of the beautiful things about college, and about why I love being able to work with college students, especially like student athletes, is because it's a time where you're forming what you believe about life and how you're going to perceive the world, like your worldview and what that looks like in decision making and the way that you want your life and the trajectory of your life to go. And I think that's such a pivotal moment when you have people that you can trust to step into that and not necessarily say you need to believe this, but here's what I believe, and inviting you into that where you get to make that decision. And that's I think also takes some initiative on your part to say, I want to figure this out. It's a great time to do that. It's exciting to me.
And even just like seeing those people, like the way they live their lives and like the way they show up for practice, and like the even like the joy and like the way, like I don't know, it's just like seeing people living like a godly life. You're like, okay, like I want to know.
So you noticed a difference between your teammates that were walking, that had a relationship with Jesus versus ones that didn't, or how you felt?
I would say so. And that was like the first time I really spent a lot of time around like people who's like really valued faith, because like I went to like a private high school that wasn't Christian, so it was a little bit of a different experience. But being at like a Catholic university, like definitely seeing that for the first time.
Okay. So that's and then did you have chapels and all the
nothing like mandatory in terms of that, but like we took a bunch of religion class, and like you could take like any religion class, but like I took like a Ignatian spirituality class and stuff like that. So
what drove that decision, or how did you choose?
It fit with my schedule, but it did end up being pretty interesting. It did end up being pretty interesting.
How it is?
Pretty much. Like, it wasn't during practice. So
for I think it was science. I remember I needed another gen ed science class, and I was looking at our schedule, and what I thought the only option I had was geology. Ooh. And then I thought it was interesting. It was not as interesting as I was hoping it would. But then I felt really embarrassed because when I said that to someone, I was like, oh, it's rocks for jocks. And I thought, oh, but it was sometimes you just have to take what you can.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So what was your major? What did you decide to study?
I went into business, and I was going to double major with like, what was I going to do? I was going to do econ and I think management information systems, which is like a part of the business school. Okay. But with the transfer, that changed a little bit. Couldn't get my double major in with just transfer credits, but so now I'm doing business analytics at Leeds, which has been good so far.
That's exciting.
Leeds
is a good program.
It's been good for sure.
So do you have any aspirations in terms of what you want to do with your business degree?
I always joke like not use it, and I'm like mostly joking, but I want to be around like basketball. Like I want to keep playing and like coach someday, and like obviously like a lot about like I think the analytics is useful, and I'm sure it's I think it's interesting, and it probably could be used for something, but like I want to be around basketball. So
actually this is totally side note, but I just had this thought and I don't want to forget it. Matt is really brilliant with the Dobo. Matt Coach Matt, with numbers and analytics in a basketball lane.
Yeah.
Have you talked about that with him? Because that could be for you.
He's always bringing up the numbers.
Okay.
He's made fun of a little bit for that sometimes.
Oh, so you make fun of him for that?
Well, I don't, but
I was going to say.
Sometimes he brings up stats that people are like, what are you talking about?
Watch you making fun of him and then you were in that same position.
Literally.
Irony, isn't that how life works?
Because he brings up the points per possession. And then we're like, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Especially with us last year and the number of times that we turned it over. That's probably not a fun number that we get to. It's okay. So you're playing at Gonzaga. You stay 2 years?
2 years, yeah.
Okay. What initiated that transfer?
Yeah, it was a really tough decision because there were a lot of things I like really liked about the school and the program and like the people. So it was definitely like I prayed over that one a lot. And it was kind of grueling, like having to decide. But I just kind of felt like I needed something different, and I wasn't exactly sure what that was, but it had to be different. And
at this point you had a relationship with God.
Yeah.
And did that influence that decision at all? And was that something that you leaned into in the transfer, or did that take a backseat?
I think a little bit, like definitely like praying over the process, and like that was probably, I don't know, I was telling someone about this, but that's probably the first decision I made where I was like really trying to make it like prayerfully and like leaning on God and like not just like, what do I like trying to do it on my own, I guess, which was kind of hard because also sometimes I'm like, where are my answers at? Like, like it was really stressful because I really didn't know what I was going to do.
Yeah.
So it was actually like really difficult, but I think like leaning on that and like my people, and I was kind of able to figure it out, I guess.
What would you say, recognizing his voice in that, what gave you peace and made you discern that CU was where he was leading you? First of all, it was a Power 5. That's kind of exciting. You got to eventually come full circle. And
yeah. I mean, it was actually a little crazy because I kind of knew like this was my first visit, and I had a lot of like options I was really excited about, but I kind of felt like this was the place for me a little bit. Yeah. But like I wanted to honor like some other visits I had set up, and I was really excited about those places too. And like I went, and then after I was like, that was awesome, but like I just like I could just like I just knew like this is where I need to be, and I wasn't exactly sure why. And like obviously like you don't really know what you're getting into.
No, you do
not.
Never know.
You never know what you're getting into.
Exactly. Really great. Face value, and then you get into it, and it's not how you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
for better or for worse. I mean, it's
Yeah. But I mean, having realized that, like having done the process before, that was a little terrifying because I was like, I'm just gonna like say yes to this, and I haven't like gone on all my visits and done all the, but it just like. I was in the airport and I was like, I need to commit right now. Like I called JR in the airport on the way home. Yeah, for my like second visit, and I was like, wow. this is I want to be a buff. So
do you remember that phone call?
Yeah. Yeah, it was the best because like I was pretty excited. And
when you hung up, did you have peace?
Yeah. I think that was the biggest thing, is just like peace in the decision, and like like I don't know what's gonna happen, but like it's okay. Like
well, I've heard it explained this way, and it really has resonated with me in terms of how I make decisions. And it's not a one size fits all. Like it's very challenging. You have to be very prayerful. But if you come to a place where you think you have an answer and it's right, it's in step with what is scripturally sound, right? Like the right way of God, and you have joy with it. Doesn't necessarily mean happiness, but there's a joy, a sense of contentment and peace. Then you're in a good spot. You can keep walking. And the reason being is, I believe it's in Romans, can't remember entirely, but the author characterizes the kingdom of heaven as joy, peace, and righteousness. And I think if you're looking at decisions and steps and how to move forward and how to walk with God, if there's joy, peace, and in right step with him, I think for the most part, you can't go wrong. I mean, there's definitely times where he'll throw a monkey wrench, or you'll know like, I think he's redirecting me a bit, but I think the fact that you hung up the phone and there was peace there, and it was in a heart posture to honor God and follow him, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. No, I think that puts it into words pretty well. Like,
and helpful. So did you have any scripture that like was very prevalent in that time for you that you can remember specifically?
Yeah. I don't remember the exact, I don't remember exactly where it is or the exact quote, but I know it's in Ecclesiastes, and it's like, God makes everything beautiful in its own time.
3:11.
I think so. And that's definitely like, that was definitely my like I think, because again, like I said, the decision to leave was really, really hard, and like before then it was just like, it was a little bit of a, like there were a lot of great things about it, but obviously like there's a little bit of a difficult just season in my life. So just kind of like having that faith that like it's gonna like, I don't see the whole picture, I guess, you know, and it's also like it's not gonna be like this forever, I think.
That's a really great, I love that you said that, is recognizing the ebbs and flows of life. And I think Ecclesiastes points that out, is that there is a season for everything. There's ebbs and flows, there's ups and downs. The tide goes in and goes out. Yeah. And I think even like with a wave, you're not always going to ride it high. Sometimes it's going to be low, but that also means that it's not going to be low forever. You're not going to be stuck in a situation forever, that it'll rise again. Yeah. I love the book of Ecclesiastes. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. One. So got to see you. Yeah. What was that experience like? When you got on campus, were you surprised by anything in particular, or was it exactly as you imagined?
Definitely. Well, I was terrified. Like I was so scared.
Were you?
Yeah. I mean, I think just like, yeah, like leaving was hard, and like being in a new situation, and like, I definitely I wanted a little bit of a different experience, and like, you know, just like
because you were Gonzaga is in Washington. Yeah. You grew up in Washington, so this is your first time out of state.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, and then even just basketball wise, like new coaches, new teammates, new system.
Yeah.
Definitely the uncertainty was like difficult. So I think that was like probably that's the biggest thing I remember, like coming in was like, I'm so scared, and like I'm so scared it's not going to work out. So it kind of just came back to like, it's not really like in my hands. Like I'm going to do everything. Like I'm going to work hard and like try to, you know, do the best I can, but like that was definitely
not
hard.
liking uncertainty. What?
Oh my gosh, crazy! Who would have thought?
Who would have plans thought? And loves, or when I'm like, oh, how are you gonna do your summer? I'm gonna have everything scheduled, and okay, have to.
Have to.
Yep, that's wow. Okay, so you get here, and I remember. I don't know if you remember this, but I remember a conversation that we had in Marshalls. Actually. Okay. Looking at, we were wandering. It was after church, I think.
I do vaguely remember this.
Yeah. We decided we both like Marshalls, and I can't remember. I think Sophie might have been with us too. We were wandering around. Yeah. And you had told me about your foot and how you had some issues with plantar fasciitis. Yeah. And it bothered you, but it was gonna be fine. You were thinking it was gonna be good. Yeah. Okay. So couple months in.
Was not good.
Yeah. Right. Okay. What was that like for you?
It was challenging. I mean, definitely like I came in feeling really good. Like I worked really hard in the off season while I was home, and like I was pretty motivated. So like I came in and I was like, this is the best I felt. Like even though I was like scared, I was ready to go. Yeah. And I was working pretty hard in the summer too. Just like, I mean, I like to be in the gym and like control my controllables. So it kind of just like, it started a little bit end of the summer, and like to me I was kind of like, this is a stupid injury. Like I can play through it, it'll go away. I could not play through it. I mean, I did. How'd that work out for you? I did until like November, end of November, Thanksgiving. It was a Thanksgiving tournament where I was like, I can't do this anymore. And it just got worse too. And like, I wasn't like trying to manage it because I was in denial, maybe. Just like, it only hurts if you say it hurts. So I didn't really tell anyone either. That's a great way to. I didn't really tell anyone about it. I was just kind of trying to like tough it out a little bit. So yeah, end of November comes and it's like pretty bad. So I was like, I need to take a step back and see if we can solve this problem, because I'm not the best version of myself basketball wise, and it's also not like, I think it affected me like mentally and like how I was showing up on the court, like as a teammate and a leader too, a little bit. So once I really like honestly I was in so much pain, like I wasn't really thinking about anyone besides myself and how much pain I'm in, and like how am I gonna like get through this practice today, like how am I gonna get through this practice today? And because of that I don't think I was necessarily like thinking about how I can help and like uplift other people, or like how can I lead, or like even just like how can I add like energy and positivity. I was like, let's just survive today and then we'll survive tomorrow and then we'll see how it goes, you know. So I don't know.
That's such a hard place to be in. Self-preservation, when you're trying to just survive, you don't really realize how, I think it's amazing to me that you were able to recognize in that moment that you weren't showing up the way that you wanted to, because when you're in that moment, it is really hard to take your eyes off of that. You're just trying to survive. Yeah. But I don't know. I want to encourage you and like commend you on the fact that you were able to have the presence to see that and take a step back and ask for help. Yeah. It takes a lot of courage.
Yeah. I think it took like my basketball was starting to suffer too. I think it took that for me to realize, like, I don't know, like once it was like, I can't like do what I need to do on the court. And then I took a step back, and then I was like reflecting on like, as I started to get healthy and feel better, I was like, that's when the other stuff kind of came. Like that was definitely came second. To, like, it was really just like, I can't keep up basketball wise. And I was like, that's like never really happened before. Like that sucks.
Was that the first time that you've ever faced that type of injury?
Yeah. I mean, like I've been hurt a little bit in the past, but nothing crazy. Like I had stress fractures and like ankles and like stuff like that. But, and like, mostly like usually I'm at like tough it out until you can't anymore, until someone makes you not anymore type of person. So but yeah, that was the first time that like it just like it wasn't getting better, and I don't know, I wasn't really getting like, I wasn't telling anyone, so I wasn't getting guidance, so I was just spiraling in the wrong direction, I think. A little bit.
So what did you learn in all of that experience? If you could go back, would you do it differently in terms of when you spoke up, how you processed the injury?
People actually have asked me that multiple times. And like, I feel like the right answer would be like, I would have sat out sooner. Like I would have been done. But I'm like thinking about, I mean, knowing everything I know now, like, yes, that's what I should have done. But I don't know. I don't know if I would have done it. Like knowing myself, and like, even just, like coming back, like I've been pretty disciplined about like managing my load and like stuff like that. But even so, like sometimes I just like, I just can't do it, you know, like I just need to like, so yeah, I like to think that yes, but sometimes I really think about it. I'm like, would I don't like, if I thought there's any chance I could tough it out, make it to the season, like that's what I'm doing, you know? Like I think there's any sliver of hope I can play, I'm gonna play. So I think that's probably the hardest part, is like I really thought I could play. I was like, this isn't that big of a deal, you know? So
did you experience, how did your relationship with God change at all in the process, from you're here, you get CU, things are going well, to then injury and those kind of unraveling, and then coming around to making it through that? Take me through your spiritual journey in the process.
Definitely. I think when it's hard, like that for me at least is always when like I most like turn to God and have to lean on him, because I don't know what else to do. And especially being injured, like basketball is always like my coping mechanism a little bit. Like if life is hard, I go to basketball. If like I don't feel like, if I'm like anxious, I go get in the gym. If I'm sad about something, I get in the gym. Like something's bothering, like I get in the gym. Like that's just like, it's a little bit like, I don't know if it's like all the way healthy, but it is like my coping mechanism and like my therapy. And like I think like, and then like I think like not having that like as an option, like no, you're in a boot, or like no, you can't get in it. Like that was like really hard, and like that really made me like have to like kind of turn to God, because it's like I don't know, like I don't have like I obviously have like great relationships, but it's like, and like friendships and people who want to help me, but it's like I don't know what else to do, and like I don't know what else to turn to. So I feel like that really pushed me toward like just like a deeper prayer life, and like spending more time in scripture, and like even if a lot of it was like why God, or like this sucks, or like what are you doing, you know, like definitely like, and then like getting through to the other side, I think kind of showed me like his like grace, and like he has a plan, and like again, like we talked about earlier, like he's not going to leave me to like suffer forever and ever and ever, you know. Like it's, I don't know, it gave me a lot of hope, I guess, and like something to kind of fall back on. Like, no, I have that when stuff gets hard.
I think it's really beautiful that you were able to see the difference between, at least it sounds, if I'm hearing you right, the difference between the temporary nature of friends and family that can help. But it's at the end of the day, when you lay your head down on the pillow, it's just you. You know? And if you don't have that relationship with God, it's just you. Where the, I don't know, I guess the counsel and the peace and the comfort of having the Spirit alive in you when you lay your head down, to know that you can continue those conversations, even if it's why God. He's not, he's bigger than your complaints, you know? And I think that brings up a good point that I love, is that it doesn't always have to be a perfectly put together prayer. But you can bring the good, the bad, and the ugly to him. And he doesn't judge you for it. He doesn't blame you for it. He brought you through, even in those moments where you're questioning. He doesn't leave you there because you're not holy enough, or you don't have the right perfect prayer. Or I think that's such a good reminder, because often, at least a lot of athletes that I talk to, or just people in general, sometimes feel like, oh, I need to like I can't approach God with my complaint. That's I'm it's not good enough, or I'm not, I don't have the right religious background, or I'm not saying it well. I think he's really fine with us just being completely honest because he knows our hearts anyway.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, I think that's really great that you were able to acknowledge that and see. So, okay, through the other end, this season's coming up. How are you now? How have you grown, or have you changed in the process?
I think a lot, honestly. One thing like I kind of had a lot of time to reflect on is just like, I mean, like I was telling you, like it was a lot of like, why God? Like, why is this happening? What are you doing? And like, obviously, like I still don't like know all the way, but definitely like in hindsight, I can see like, I don't know, like if I was like ready for what I like wanted last year, like what I thought was like, obviously I still don't know what's coming this year. And like, I don't know if what I want is going to align with like what God is doing, but, yeah, I don't know if I was ready. And I think like having time to like sit back and watch and like learn and like think about like who I want to be, like not just as a basketball player, but like as a teammate, as a leader, and like even just like the type of energy and joy like I want to show up to basketball with, like it definitely like I think like I think your first few years in college are hard, and I think like maybe like I like lost a little bit of that, just like, and I'm not blaming like my situation. It was more just like you get caught up in like the whole like experience of being a college athlete. I think you get caught up in that, and I think like I definitely like wasn't playing with like the type of like honestly like joy that like I feel like I'm called to play with, and like wasn't showing up for other people. And like I think being out kind of showed me that. I was like, I'm not going about this the right way necessarily, which is, and I think I would have just kept going about it that way. And I think I'm still like grappling with that a little bit. Like I'm still learning how do I want to show up? But I think that gave me like sitting out and like really like honestly these things, like I spent a lot of time watching other people, like really like seeing what other people are doing, and like that was super eye-opening. Not even from a basketball standpoint, but just like how you are. And I don't know, like I don't even know if that answers your question. I think I went on a tangent there, but I do think that just like really changed my perspective and like changed the way I'm trying to go into the season, and like even the way I'm going into practice. And like I feel different. Like I know part of it's like I'm not miserable, so that like helps too.
I'm not in constant pain.
I'm not in constant pain, so that definitely helps. But yeah, I feel different. So
I think it's really wise for you to be able to recognize that. It's funny, we've had podcasts before where athletes have come on and said, I didn't know, like I wasn't showing up in the person that I wanted to be, because you just become a part of like you step into this world and everything's prescribed for you. Everything, you just start going through the motions because you have to. You're just inundated with all the opportunities and the responsibilities and the work that you have to put in, that I think sometimes even if you are healthy, you're exhausted. And it's wonderful. It's a beautiful problem to have, but sometimes I think we can forget that it's a gift, and we start forgetting to be cognizant of how we show up and what that looks like. So to be able to take that time and really allow yourself to change and be changed and ask those hard questions, I think is beautiful and something that I hope other athletes hear and listen and take that advice, because I think it can be very easy to get to the end of your 4 years, 5, 6, 8, 10 years, the end of your victory lap 2, 3, but just look back and feel like, man, I missed that opportunity. I missed the time to enjoy the game that I love. It's a game at the end of the day, and miss the time to have those relationships. Because I think sometimes too, like you said, you see how you show up for your teammates or don't show up. And when you're just trying to keep up, sometimes you're not aware of that. And you kick yourself on the backside going, you can't get those years back. And I think even, sitting in my position where now I'm a while out and I'm not that long. I'm like, I wish I could go back and do it again. I wish I could go back, do it again, knowing what I know now, because I was the same way. It was just survival mode, and it was one injury after another. So my constant focus was like, how do I get back? How do I get back on the court? I just want to have the opportunity to play. And it wasn't until my senior year where I started picking my head up and understanding there was so much more to basketball than just scoring, points and having the idea of my jersey hung in the rafters. It's not, just to be clear, it's not. But that was the focus, and you just get caught into that. And so for you to have that wherewithal and the perspective now and still have 2 more years left, 3 more, 2 more. I'm laughing at you, but I'm like, but I'm not ready for it to go that soon. So 3 would have been fine. But as a gift. Well, I think they're shortening it out too, right? I think you only have,
I don't even know.
as it should be. We have like 30-year-olds.
5 is great. I'll be good. I love it, but
so yeah.
I know when it's time
to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that is you're gonna look back and be able to savor these moments and really be grateful for that perspective. And so injury, like God doesn't orchestrate injury, but He can use it for some really beautiful and powerful things. Which I'm excited to see how that continues on. And you kind of talked about this a little bit, but was there anything in basketball or in this process that has exposed areas of your heart beyond just how you want to show up for your team, but even areas of your relationship with God that needed to change?
Yeah, I would say the big one is just like where I, like how high I put basketball in my life, I guess. And like, that's probably been like my biggest battle, like of anything like faith related, just like I love basketball and I really, really, really want to be good at basketball. And I think sometimes that definitely takes the number one spot in my life. And that's kind of hard because like, I know like that's not it. Like, I know who should be in that place, but like a lot of the times it's like, I know, but it's like, I don't really even necessarily want to change or like know how to.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely been the thing that like basketball's like taught me. And it's like, I haven't really had that issue with a lot of other things.
Yeah.
But it's always been like that, like kind of tug between that constant tension between like what has the number one spot in my life. And
I love the honesty in that.
Yeah. Not proud of it, but it's true. So
I resonate with that. It's funny because I did play a couple different sports growing up.
Yeah.
Loved them. I was pretty natural as an athlete. Loved them, had fun with them. Didn't, for whatever reason, didn't care about them in the same way that I cared about basketball. And so I understand that that tension of I would do anything to keep that, protect that, and hit that goal. Softball, soccer, it was fun, but it wasn't the same way. So I get that there's something there that makes it challenging to keep God on the throne of your heart and not basketball.
Right. It's like, it's hard to like let go of that.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times I'm still like gripping really tightly to that.
Yeah. And I also think it's pretty fair for you to say that you don't necessarily know if you want to.
Yeah.
And I love the honesty in that too. Cause that is a challenge. There are some times where you know that maybe you should, but not quite there yet. And I think I'm so grateful God is patient as He is, because He knows that too.
Yeah.
And He knows how to lead you through that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be overnight.
Right. And I think like the biggest thing that's been like changing for me from that perspective is just like why am I here? Why am I doing it? My answer has always been like I want to see how good I can be, and like things like that. Like I want to win, out, like whatever the answer may be. But I think like lately, like God's been putting it on my heart, like, why are you doing this? It's like, because like this is where I feel like I'm called to be, and like maybe it's not to like be great or like be like this great basketball player. Maybe it is, I don't know. But like, why am I doing it? I feel like I'm called to be here, you know? And like that, like having that recognition a little bit, and that conviction kind of has like slowly, very slowly, but like been changing a little bit, like how I look at it, I guess.
That's so good. That's so good. And really fascinating because it tracks with where I've been spending time with God. And in Genesis, the Tower of Babel, you know the story. Yeah. So for those of you who may not have heard, the people at the time wanted to do something significant, significance has been a word that's been kind of on my heart and in my mind recently, and what that entails. They wanted to reach the gods because they felt like together they were powerful. They could build a tower all the way up to heavens to reach God. And God saw that and recognized they were doing it for their own significance and in their best interests. He destroyed the tower, scattered them, put different languages so that there was chaos and they couldn't do anything for their name. Instead, they had to seek to Him for, return back to Him for success and what that looks like in their life. And I just think it's really interesting because one of the biggest things that I would go back and do is have that heart check, that gut check that you're having right now, because I don't think I ever got to that point while I was playing until it was too late, because I was always looking for being the best I could be. I wanted to do something significant. Yeah. That was the goal. And the thing is that in doing that, the significance is in my name and was for me, just like the Tower of Babel. And what I see in that story and what I see in the Bible in general, God knows that our significance in the top seat, like that top priority, is not in our best interest. It's to our detriment. And so he will foil or allow things to foil those plans so that he is the one who remains number one for those who have his heart, because it's ultimately for his glory, but even our best interest is at heart. So I don't know. It's exciting to me. I share that because I think with you recognizing that now and being open-handed, I think he's far more likely to use you in even bigger ways than you could possibly imagine when you were thinking about it just from your own significance. Mm-hmm. Because now seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. All these things will be added to you. And then something, like he knows what you need and what's best for you, but then he's also going to give you all the good things too. Yeah. So I hope that's communicating what I'm trying to say, and that you coming to that and releasing that is actually going to be way more beneficial for you in the long run, because I think he's going to give you all the good things, because your heart posture is in the right. It's for his glory and not yours. Yeah. That's huge. I'm so proud of you. That's so cool.
Working on it.
No, but I love it. I love that you're willing.
Yeah.
Especially knowing you and your drive and your work ethic and the conversations we've had. Like, that's huge growth, Claire. Like, that's beautiful.
No, it's like, this is like a recent, like, kind of like blew my mind. Like a couple weeks ago, I was like, why am I like really, I think we were talking about it like in PHP. We were like, why are we doing this? And I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I don't know if it's changed, but like, I feel like I sort of like realized that like, because I want to be great, that's not really like I don't know if that's a sufficient reason. And it's like, well, why am I it's because I feel like I'm called to be here. I don't know for how long. I don't know for what. I don't really know anything, but for some way or another, we'll see.
Yeah. So do you know then now, like, who, if basketball was not that it's going to be, but if it, like, say you graduated tomorrow and basketball was no longer, do you know, and you weren't playing pro because you are going to play, well, you said, who is Claire without basketball? Who's Claire off the court?
I'm still trying to figure that out a little bit. Definitely still trying to figure that out. I think that was another hard part about being hurt. It's like, I don't really know. But I think one thing I have learned is like, I don't know, like I still like to be like doing things. Like I want to be working towards something. Like I think that's just a little bit like who I am. Like lately it's been like golf. Like I've been really into I think I've been really into like, I want to be really good at golf, and like I don't know how long this lasts, but like it was over, like sometimes it's like little phases, and like for a while it was like painting. I'll be great at painting. You know, like
I remember that phase.
And like I don't know, nothing obviously sticks quite like basketball does, but I mean, I like to be working towards something for sure.
Okay. Rapid fire. These are fun. We haven't done this yet, but I'm like, this would kind of be a fun idea to just have some lighter questions. What is a favorite place you've experienced God?
What do you mean? Like not to take away the rapid fire, but
I know. It's gonna be quick. Favorite place. Like if you, so besides basketball, or maybe it's in the context of, you can't just say basketball. That's too broad. Yeah. But some place or some experience where you've had a moment where you've encountered the Spirit of God. What do you have? One that sticks out?
Yeah. I would definitely say outside of like basketball, just like being in nature, which I know is a little bit of a common answer, but
also vague. Thank you. I said no vague. No.
But okay. If we want to get more specific, like honestly, like the best part about moving here has been like the hikes in the mountains. I love the mountains. Sometimes I just go for like a solo hike and I'm just sitting there and it's quiet and it's beautiful. And I'm like God's here, you know, like, and it can be a terrible day or it can be a great day, but I'm like I just feel very like at peace. And I would say that's probably one of the only places like I feel that like outside the basketball court a little bit, which is like beautiful, pretty cool. And
how cool is it that God brought you to CU then? I mean,
coolest thing ever.
For you to surrender your idea and go to Gonzaga, and not what you had hoped, but he still orchestrated it and brought you to a place where you have basketball, but you also have other things that light you up. I think it's amazing. Just saying.
What works out.
Favorite pregame worship song?
Pregame worship song?
Or just song in general?
What's it? I'm trying to think of the title. It's Rest on Us or Come Rest on Us.
Okay. Come down.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
I think it's title. Might be Rest on Us.
Rest on Us.
Salvation like worship.
Yes, that's definitely them.
Okay. Love it.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite worship song by far and away.
Good call. Sorry, JR. Best coach you've ever had.
Best coach I've ever had.
Okay, so we're gonna preface this. No, you can't say JR.
I can't say JR.
Yeah,
because I was gonna say. Scope ups. Easy question. My high school coach, she really changed my life. And she like played a big role in like me getting where I am, and like she's still like a big part of my life. So I'm really lucky to have had her.
What about her stood out that impacted you so much?
I think like probably two things. Like one is just like she's always like believed in me, and like that's something like I've probably struggled with a little bit in my journey, and like having someone else who like sees things in you like that, like that was really special. And then also just like accepting me like a little bit for who I am, like as like, you know, like I'm pretty driven, and like I can be a little like, you know, like we just are very like similar in like that way. Like we love basketball and we want to like, you know, work for it and like make it happen. And I guess like with her, I've always felt very seen and like accepted. And like a lot of coaches have like not tried to change me, but been like, you're too much of this, too much of that. And for her, it's always been like, it's okay. Like we are who we are. Like let's go get it. You know?
That is huge. I think that's one of the deepest desires. I'll stand on this hill, but I think every human wants to be seen, and not just seen for who you can be or your potential, but like where you are, who you are, and just that's okay. That's really beautiful. Okay, last few questions, so I know we're running out of time. One habit every athlete should develop.
I would say this is something I'm working on right now, and I know it's what everyone says, but like I think beginning your day with scripture is so huge, and I'm still working on it a little bit. Like I'm working on my discipline in that area. But I really do think it like changes the way I approach the day, and like even like I don't know, when I started, I was kind of expecting to have some like aha moment, like, oh my gosh, the scripture stood out to me this morning and it helped me through this, and it's never actually been that for me yet. But it just like I feel like it puts my heart in the right place to start the day. So
there's so much wisdom in that. Even in knowing that it's not always going to be the aha moment. But the steady practice over time builds a foundation. Last quick fire question. What is one lie that every athlete or that athletes should stop believing? If that makes sense.
No, that doesn't make sense. That's a tough one. Because I feel like there's actually like so many.
Few like first couple that come to your head.
I would say like,
because I would agree.
Oh, I'm not sure if this is the right wording, but like that you're like defined by your performance, or like by how much you play, or like what stats you get, or like even like I'm a shooter on the team, like that's my role. Like you're like just being defined by that. I think that's like a lie, and like everyone. I don't know. I think like the whole culture kind of feeds into it a little bit, and I think like I feed into it myself by like telling me these things, but it's like that's not like what defines you at all. Even if you're not spiritual, like there's so many other things that define you, as opposed to like I played X amount of minutes the last game.
I think that is perfect. That's beautiful. Okay, final question to wrap this up. If you were sitting here, or if 16-year-old or even 16-year-old Claire was listening to this podcast, what would you want to tell her?
If 16-year-old Claire listening to this, probably just like nothing really happens by accident. Like my journey hasn't really looked at all like I thought it would, and in the moment sometimes I was like, this sucks, like this isn't what I signed up for, this isn't what I asked for. I never thought I'd like transfer, like that was crazy to me. But I think like it all kind of does work out, and like I'm grateful for every like in hindsight, in the moment I was not, in the moment I was very upset about it, but in hindsight I'm grateful for like really all the detours. And I feel like definitely I'm not the person I am today without like spending my first 2 years at Gonzaga and like my experiences in high school and being injured and like all those things. Like I think that prepares me for what's next, and it makes me. So like in hindsight, I'm cool with all of it. I'm cool with all the detours, but in the moment, I would tell 16-year-old me like, it's gonna be okay. You know, it's gonna be okay.
Beautiful. I love that. I'm so grateful that you shared just the wisdom that you already have, and you still have 2 more years left. Like this is beautiful, and I hope and I know that this is gonna bless a lot of people who listen, and I hope that it was also, encouraging to you as well. But gosh, I love you, Claire. I'm so grateful you're here, and I'm so excited we have 2 more years. And
let's do it.
Let's do it. So thank you so much. Thanks for listening, y'all. We'll be back for another episode another time.